What is the gap across the line? Is it above 3 seconds for the first time? No, not quite. 2.3 seconds, but a commanding position for Pratama to be in.
I was looking out of that commentary box window just to see the pit board going out, and it was in fact P1 plus 2.5. And you guessed it, a little tap on the forehead as well. 2 laps to go, Veda. Please, for the love of God, use your mind here, use your brain. Let's just bring it across the line because the championship is within touching distance now.
Here's the battle for P6 and downwards in towards the lower ends of the top 10. Hafai currently leading the way. We're focusing on Pratama, of course, unfortunately for Pratama, his title dreams in 2023 are all but over with 1.5 laps to go. Ogiwara, Takahira, Mitani still fighting away with Adaki, but the gap through the first split, Pratama 2.4 seconds now. Adaki's been demoted back to P4. Unfortunately for Adaki, I think he knows, unfortunately, that this is the end of his title charge. Like we say, unless Pratama makes some sort of error, which he hasn't done in this position all season long. Yesterday was a bit of an anomaly in tricky conditions, just hit the front of the race, clearly pushing a little bit too hard on the second lap. But we've seen this in Indonesia, in Japan, back here in Malaysia, of course, in race 2, went on to claim his first victory of the season. Takahira won the first race of the season here in Malaysia in a close fight, but no one this time around as Adaki takes a long look over his shoulder. 1 and a bit laps to go. Ogiwara now has a decent advantage for P2. Daki at P3. Mitani up the inside, of Takahira for P4 as Takahira demotes to P5. But Pratama then 2 seconds in hand. The gap is dropping slightly, but of course nowhere near enough. Pratama's just managing this exactly what he needs to do. No mistakes. And as we round the final corner for the penultimate time, the race was won and lost here yesterday. The title is on the line for Pratama. Takahira getting it a little bit out of shape there. Takahira desperately wants that podium place. The first one since Malaysia back in September. But as we cross the line, it's last lap time in Malaysia, race 2. Pratama leads by 2.1 seconds. The title is on the line for the Indonesian.
5.5 kilometres to go for Veda Pratama to make history and become the first Indonesian to win the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup and join an illustrious list of names that have gone on to Grand Prix glory. Will he join them in years to come? I mean, the way that he's managed this season so far, 6 victories, you would say very close to making that 7. A second place to his name as well. He's been outside of the top 2 on only 2 occasions. It's been near enough a perfect campaign, as unfortunately on the final lap we've got a coming together there between a couple of riders. The number 19 has gone down, that's Hafai. Couldn't really see who the second one was. They were in that second group fighting it out for a top 6 finish. But what a performance it's been today from Pratama. What a season it's been for the young Indonesian as well.
It was Al Sahuti who unfortunately went down at turn 1 with the Malaysian Hafai, but Pratama then half a lap to go. He'll be dreaming of this. This is exactly what we would have wanted coming into race 2. Undoubtedly the pressure would have been high, especially after yesterday's crash, but he's dealt with pressure all season long. He's had a stellar season, has the number 7 of Pratama, well worthy of the championship. The battle rages on for P3 and P2. Adaki can see Pratama out front. He knows that this is all he can do, finish as high as possible. Ogiwara currently holding second place for Pratama. A couple of corners to negotiate and he will be crowned the 2023 champion.
Adaki's definitely going to have a go here as we go in towards the final corner, turn 15. Just one opportunity left for the final podium places. But of course, our attention, our focus is on the number 7. Round of applause early from the team members from the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup paddock. 1 corner to go for Veda Pratama to wrap up this championship, but it's all on the line for 2nd and 3rd. Who's going to take it?
Oh, Adaki up the inside and out of shape. Who's that going up the inside? I couldn't quite see, but it is all about Veda Pratama. Indonesia, stand on your feet. A new star is born. Veda Pratama wins his 7th race of the season, and he is the 2023 Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup champion. Veda Pratama Congratulations, what a season, what a victory. Number 7 for the number 7, and he is the 2023 title winner.
It's 7 heaven for Veda Pratama, the number 7 on the front of his bike. A magnificent 7th victory here today. What a rider. The road to MotoGP has only just begun for the young Indonesian. But I think we can be assured it's a long road ahead for that talented young man. The future is indeed bright for Veda Pratama.
What a race from Pratama. New coming into Malaysia. He had a commanding lead, but you've still got to get the job done. And after yesterday's disappointment, coming into this morning would not have been easy for Pratama, especially with Adaki finishing in first place. But Pratama, we wondered what he would do this morning, and he did it to absolute perfection, as he has done for most of this season. A 7th win, as we say, equals tie for Osato's win record for a season. For Osato, of course, picked up his debut podium in the Moto3 class back in Thailand. How long will it be until we're seeing Pratama do the same? This ultimately, I think, was the race-winning move for Pratama, and from this point onwards, he did not look back.
Race-winning move and championship-winning move as well. Onto the brakes into the final corner, and was able to make the break clear again. In the end, coming across the line 1.8 seconds clear, but you get the feeling he was cruising on the final laps, making sure he got the job done. That's what happened going into the final corner. Well, it was all changed. In the end, Zen Matani rolled through from the back of the pack to take second, a 6th podium finish for him. He'll be joined on the podium by Ojiwara. Ojiwara, at long last, been able to take a podium finish. Just listen to this for Ojiwara. Had finished in 4th place on 5 occasions coming into this one. Well overdue. Ryota Ojiwara finally taking a podium in 2023. Relief for the Japanese rider, and celebrations commence for the Indonesian. Well, as we said, we know just how passionate a country that is when it comes to MotoGP and two-wheeled motorsport in particular. We've already got Mario Aggi flying the flag quite brilliantly in Moto3 and will be in Moto2 next year. But this kid is something special. 7 wins this year. We've been crying out for a superstar from Indonesia. It's early days. Of course it is. But maybe we've just unearthed one.
I think we have, Jack. I think we have. There'll be plenty of Indonesians watching on and supporting Veda Pratama. He has such a strong support group back home in Indonesia, and his fan base will be growing and growing and growing. Just getting a helping hand from Puetazan, I think it is the number 20. Just getting a helping hand round. As he picked up the Indonesian flag, he probably would have just stalled his bike, the number 7. That's probably the 2nd mistake of his season so far, but he won't care one jot. Pratama joins Toba, Sasaki, Chantra, Dennis Onchu, Billy Van Erde, Nishimura, Furusato, who we mentioned, of course, and last year's winner, Hakim Danish, as Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup winners. A strong list of riders there, strong names who have gone on to do some great things on the World Championship scene. And Pratama, as we say, will be doing the same, I am sure, in the years to come. What a prospect he is.
And still so young as well is Veda Pratama. There's such a huge road ahead of him. 14 years of age. He's actually too young to be able to move up into the junior GP category next year, which is often the case. It's you would imagine, European Talent Cup for him as his adventure continues across in Europe against the best from Spain, Italy, France, Germany and the rest as well. And you'd have to say he's definitely got what it takes to take the fight to them. 14 years of age, wow, and 7 wins this year. I mean, it's going to be another 4 or 5 years before he's even old enough to be able to get into the Grand Prix paddock full time. So much development ahead of him. The future definitely is bright.
Yeah, he's this quick now. Imagine another 4 years under his belt before he gets to the World Championship. As we said, seasons in the ATC are very difficult. To win 7 races, of course, there's 2 races to go in this year, and he's also broken the all-time points record as well, which was held by Sasaki back in 2015. 206 points now. He stands an unassailable 206 points Sasaki's was 203. The records just keep tumbling for Pratama as he rolls into pit lane with the Indonesian flag around his neck. He can now finally say he is the 2023 ATC champion.
In 10 years of the ATC, we've seen champions from Japan, Turkey, Australia, Thailand, Malaysia, and now Indonesia as well. 6 different nationalities having taken Cup glory down the years. Ever since its introduction, it has certainly played its part in seeing the re-emergence, the re-blossoming of some great talents from the Far East and Southeast Asia. It is great to see those countries having such Vader as well. The Force is with him, Darth Vader.
Very good, very good. I hope next weekend in Qatar, a big fat number 1 will be slapped on the front of Pratama's machine. He can go there and just enjoy what the Lusail International Circuit will bring. No sunglasses yet, obviously just taking the photos with the champion boards.
Come on, don't let us down, Vader.
Come on, Vader. There's at least 50,000 people watching live on YouTube, I think, around the world. 49,000 of them probably Indonesians. And all wanting to see the sunglasses.
That's what they've come for. That's what everyone has paid their tickets for today. The gold-tinted sunglasses from Veda Pratama. I mean, we're bigging it up now. It's going to be a real disappointment if he doesn't get them out.
Come on, Vader. I'll ask him about them in the post-race interview if he doesn't. But he's worn them all year, so I'd be surprised if they aren't coming. Here's the final results. Veda Pratama, a 7th win, brings him the 2023 title. In the end, it was a comfortable win too, with Zen Matani and Ryota Ogiwara standing on the podium. Takahira finished P4, and Eamon, unfortunately, disappointment in race 2 for the race 1 winner, finished down in P5. That, of course, is his title hopes ended for this year. Levi Russo finished inside the top 6. A great ride from the young Australian. Puetezan was the only other rider who could take it to Pratama in terms of the title. Unfortunately, a P7 for Puetezan rules him out of course until next season. Nicholas, Rasaidan and Singapong rounding out your top 10, with Mailandri, Chavan, Darwizi and Putra inside the points in the top 14. We saw towards the end of the race, unfortunately, Malaysia's Hafai crashing out again with Al Sahuti. Didn't see what happened down there, but they went down together. And of course, Ozawa crashing out of 2nd place down at turn 2, the podium finisher in yesterday's race. Disappointment for Ozawa, but he'll be aiming to bounce back strong and end the season on a high, like all these riders will be in Qatar next weekend. We look forward to that, of course. A fully refurbished Qatar Lusail International Circuit. What a racetrack that is as well. We've not been there for a year and a half. Of course, the Asia Talent Cup riders haven't been there for that long as well. But heading there as the new champion will be Indonesia's Veda Pratama. 206 points, a record-breaking 206 points as well. Eamon keeps 2nd place, with Puetezan staying in 3rd. It's all about who can finish as high as possible now for these riders in the overall standings. Matani, the rookie, in P4, with Ogiwara in P5 after claiming his first podium of.
For this, Ogiwara finally, after finishing 4th, a quite remarkable 5 different times, is able to stand on the podium. It's a 6th podium finish of the year for Zen Matani. And Veda Pratama, a magnificent 7th win of 2023, sees him not only take victory here in race 2 at the Sepang International Circuit, but wrap up the 2023 Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup. And I'm delighted for him, but at the same time, disappointed that on this, the occasion of all occasions, he's forgot his sunglasses.
Veda Pratama watching on, waiting for his race winner's trophy. But more importantly, he'll be waiting for the championship trophy. Veda Pratama, a winner once again. 7th heaven for Veda Pratama. And of course, we will be waiting to hear the Indonesian national anthem, as we've heard